This is not the man I met. He is egotistical, he disrespects me.
This entire marriage has been forced upon me.
When you don't have trust, when you don't have that foundation, the relationship is over before it starts.
I'm at my breaking point. He has a problem with spending.
You have champagne taste on a soda water budget.
Yes,
What's
honey,
going on?
come on, champagne taste. It's about the taste, not about the budget.
I can't trust him anymore. The man that I married would never have done that.
I'm not going to advise her to try to make this work because I think it's dangerous. I think it's gone beyond that. Here is today's case.
She says her fiancé acts more like her dad, controlling where she goes, how she dresses, and who she can see. He says he is older and wiser and only has her best interest in mind. Can this couple get on the same page? That's today's case on Divorce Court.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Faith Jenkins presiding. Your Honor, our virtual audience is filled with your superfans. Today's superfan of the day is Dakota from the Lone Star State, Houston, Texas.
It's amazing to have you here with us, Dakota. As my special guest today, I'm sending you an autographed copy of my book about how to stay smart in matters of the heart.
Your Honor, this is the case of Clemon versus Starks.
Thank you, Juan. Miss Mavia Clemon,
Yes, Your Honor.
you have brought Mr. Lee Starks
Yes, Your Honor.
to divorce court today. I understand the two of you are engaged.
Yes.
And you were supposed to get married earlier this year, but because of the pandemic, you've had to postpone some things. During that time period, you've had a number of issues, and you're trying to decide if you should actually move forward in marriage or call it off altogether.
Correct.
Okay, I'll start with you, Miss Clemon. Why don't you tell me what's going on?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm here to bring Lenoris to divorce court for his selfish ways, his selfish habits, and controlling me.
What do you have to say about that, Mr. Starks?
I think she's mixing up controlling with stability and structure.
No, he's wrong.
Interesting. The two of you met 5 years ago,
Yes, correct.
and you've been together a long time before deciding to get married.
Yes, but he started leaving me home after 2 years after we met, leaving me home alone while he go party with other women.
He's
Yes.
partying with other women?
Yes.
Mr. Starks?
Your Honor, I'm a promoter.
Oh, you're a club promoter, so it's
And-
part of your job.
It's one of my companies. Big
So
Life
one
Management,
time when he did go out, he told me that he's only going to the store. When he did return, the only way I found out that he did go to party was on his social media. And he was in pictures with girls, they big booties all over his penis. Also, his arms were wrapped all around them. He told me don't worry about it, that I know I'm his and that I need to be a woman.
So you know that he's a club promoter, but that night he told you he was going to the store.
Yes.
Mr. Starks?
Multiple
I don't recall
times.
an incident
Multiple
where I'm
times.
dishonest about my whereabouts.
So
That's
you're
not
saying
my
you tell the
style.
truth about when you're going to
Yeah.
these events?
I practice healthy relationship habits, and giving my agenda for the day is first part of the morning.
No, his communication skills, he told me that he wanted to work on it, but when every time I talk, he talk above me, he never listened to me. He just changed ever since I proposed to him.
You proposed to him?
Yes,
Why did you do that?
because I love him, and God finally gave me what I've been praying for.
What was that prayer?
I asked God to send me someone that can protect me, comfort me, and can lead me to the right path.
And you
Yeah.
believe God answered your prayer with Mr. Starks?
Yes.
So how
first
did you
2
end up here
years.
today?
We moved in 8 months after we met, and once them 2 years came, he just changed completely.
I would like to hear from Mr. Starks. So, sir, what's going on with you and the club promoting? Are you posting the photos with other women?
Yes,
All the time.
yes. And I'm discussing this beforehand.
So no secrets.
No. And I try to explain to her that business is business and then personal is personal. Don't mix the two. This is just business, these pictures. I'm telling you I'm going to take these pictures. I believe that women are a large part of the consumer market in America. And to have a woman who poses as jealous and bans me from the largest market in America, she's destined to promote failure for me.
Jealous. I'm not never jealous.
So she is interfering in the work you're doing in the marketplace.
I do a lot of compromising with my wife. Like, I'm kind of left this club scene alone. I still kind of want to throw a few concerts here and
No.
there. But I've went into opening a food restaurant right now.
And that's one of the other issues in your relationship. You opened this food restaurant right before COVID.
Yes, Soul to
and
Go.
the two of you started working together.
Yes.
What happened with it?
We're currently opening Soul to Go in Waterbury, Connecticut.
What kind of food do you serve?
Soul food. He handled me all the financials, right? He did the equipment, and I got stuck on one part. When I asked him for his help, he just got angry, belligerent, started swearing, everything, saying I'm stupid, I always need help.
Have you ever opened a restaurant before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay. Sir?
She's more computer savvy. So the tasks are set up on things that she is more skill-based of doing, so of course I thought that she can handle it. But here, it's only a matter of watching the video on YouTube, and you can set this up in 15 minutes.
But when she said that she wasn't able to do it, did you go belligerent and start calling her names and calling her dumb?
Your Honor, excuse me. After it ran into 6 weeks for a 15-minute task.
So maybe the two of you don't need to open a restaurant together if it's going to cause this kind of conflict and you're resorting to calling each other names. It's stressful. Opening a new business, opening a new restaurant, especially during these times. What happened? Because you said last year, things really came to a head between the two of you. A lot of it was based on the stress of work.
Yes, he caught me cheating with a guy that I met through a family member, and I looked to go find comfort somewhere else because he just ignored me, acted like I was invisible. So
it was his fault?
No, it's not his fault. I make my own decisions. I wouldn't have to go look somewhere else if he was doing his job. We got caught cheating in the hotel room. He came to the hotel room.
So he caught you cheating. You say that so casually. Mr. Starks, why don't you tell me how this happened?
So when she's about to cheat, she leaves all these clues, and I just ended up just driving around. I just ended up right in front of that hotel by my car. She said I had to make a few stops. I said, well, there's a few stops happen to be this hotel. She said, I ain't at no hotel. I said, well, I'm sitting in your car.
And you confront her about this, and she eventually admits to it.
So when she's about to cheat, she leaves all these clues, and it's like really silly stuff. Like the night in question, I asked her to bring my wallet to me. She left my wallet in the freezer as she was taking items from the refrigerator to bring to her broke boyfriend.
So she was rushing around and just doing weird things.
Like even vacuuming the floor for half an hour drenched in sweat and the vacuum cleaner is not working. So this particular night, I was really suspicious. And I just ended up just driving around, thinking, trying to cool my head, and I just ended up right in front of that hotel by my car. When I was asking her, like, where are you at? She said, I'm at a friend's house.
So you spotted the car.
Yeah, I really got out the car and got in my other vehicle, because I have the keys to both. So I'm calling her from the inside of the car, because she's a great liar. Even though, you know, the cheating part is hurtful, but I really just wanted, maybe if this is one time that this child could tell the truth, I like put all the facts out. So I call her and be like, I know where you at, and I know what room. You're not at your friend's house. So then she goes, she tried to stutter it out. She said, I didn't say I was at my friend's house. I just asked you twice where you were at. You said friend's house. Now where are you? She said, I had to make a few stops. I said, well, there's a few stops happen to be this hotel. She said, I ain't at no hotel. I said, well, I'm sitting in your car. So you are at a hotel. And I'm giving you 15 minutes to have your butt home so we can discuss where we going from here, because I ain't playing these games. This child comes blowing out of the hotel with this man, flying down the road at 50 miles an hour, 25 miles zone. I did not chase them. I went to the hotel to retrieve evidence so that she could not lie. So I bought all of the items from the hotel, food
From
that
the
was
room?
Yeah, food that was taken from our home to feed the broke man.
So you get home and you confront her about this, and she eventually admits to it.
No, that's not that easy. That's the other thing. That was a 2-month process of draining, talking every day, locked in the house during COVID.
So it took 2 months for you to finally get the truth that she was seeing somebody else, having an affair, and you found out who that person was.
Yes, it took 2 months. She never really confessed to this day. And it's more than one man.
Yes, I did.
So what's going on, Miss Clemon? You say you prayed this big prayer, and God answered your prayer and brought you
Once
Mr.
he
Starks.
finally got me to where
What happened, ma'am?
I did it trying to hurt him back for cheating on me as well. I didn't have anyone to talk to, so my family member had a friend for me, and he was just there for me and listened to all my problems, someone that I could cry on, someone I could talk to, emotional support and mental support.
Well, you said that you did this to get back at him, but the fact is you denied it. You didn't even come clean about it.
I told him when he asked me, did I have sex that night? Yes, I did tell him
Well, you denied it for a couple of months, and
Yes,
you still seem to have a problem bringing yourself to really be standing your truth about what happened and the decision that you made.
What about the fact how much money she's spending from me? Her and this dog. She's spending money on the dog.
He got me the dog because he lost my last dog.
What kind of dog is it?
Ace Boogie is a shenanigan.
A what?
Shenanigan.
It's a shenanigan. Look at his dog. He has a second deck on top of his doghouse.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free, 1-877-311-2222, or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Miss the show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
Well, I'm trying to open up Soul to Go, right? Here I am doing with limited funds. She's spending money on the dog.
He got me the dog because he lost my last. He let go
the
my last dog.
The dog gets more attention than me. The dog spends more of my money than I get to spend with my own money.
Well, hold on. What kind of dog is it?
Ace Boogie is a shenanigan.
A what?
Shenanigan.
It's a shenanigan. Look at his dog. He has a second deck on top of his doghouse. He has stuff everywhere. This dog has jerseys, shoes, boots.
But who bought the dog the double-decker house?
Me. I bought him all these things because if I have a child, I will spoil my child as well as him. And this is our baby.
We got the dog because she kept pressuring me about a baby.
No.
I'm too old to have a baby.
We got the dog because he lost my first dog.
It was her carelessness when she was cheating that day that her dog ran away. Same day.
As I'm driving off, you letting the dog out the house.
So one of the issues is you say you don't want to have children. You have 4?
I have 4. I'm too old to have a baby. So I try to compromise, Plus.
Compromise by what?
She lacks responsibility skills. So there, I get to see, all right, you want a baby? Let's see how well you can keep a dog on schedule.
Do you have children?
No.
Okay. And you're 32 years old?
Yes.
Have you come to terms and accepted the fact that she had this affair?
No. If she was to have come to me and sat down and presented it differently, I think I could have respected the fact. And her reasons for doing so, I can't quite accept.
Ms. Clemon, what is it that you want out of this relationship at this point?
I want him just to be the same how he was when I met him. Listening to me, I can't tell him anything because if I do, I'm damned. If I don't, I'm damned. So either way, I stop telling him things because when I tell him and he don't agree with it or don't like it, he just start yelling, cursing, belittling me. Every little bad word you can name, he calls me that every day, all the time, because he gets mad and angry all the time.
You're calling her names every day?
I don't think so. I'll
you
say
don't
this.
think so? You don't know?
I don't think I call her names every day.
So it's a regular occurrence that you're calling her name?
I'm here today because it has become regular, but it's not me. That's the problem.
Well, both of you have to take responsibility for your actions.
I do.
What are you calling her? Give me an example.
When I'm angry,
yes,
I can say my mouth is terrible.
What do you say, for example?
My mom like Richard Pryor. So I came from the household where I thought my middle name was for a whole long time, until I was in 3rd grade. But you only see that part of my behavior when I become very angry or very frustrating.
So that means that you need to know how to handle your anger in an emotionally mature way that's not going to be abusive and demean her. And what is it that's making you that angry so often?
Not being able to communicate. Like,
okay. I know, but
if I'm in a bathroom,
I'm constantly losing my voice in a 1-bedroom apartment.
You know, it's really interesting because I never...
Because you're in the other room, locked in the door.
All right.
Mr. Starks.
It's that, like that.
Mr. Starks.
Yes, ma'am.
Lower your voice.
I will.
You're not at home. always want to come out and hear what your level of compatibility is based on your life path and where you are in your life right now. But a big issue for you is you do want to have children. You're 32 years old. You're in a relationship with someone who's 55, who has 4 children, and he really doesn't want to have more. I understand your position. What I don't want the two of you to do is not really be honest and forthcoming with each other and stay in the relationship just to try to convince the other person to come on your side. What you have to do is accept the uncomfortable truths about where you are in your life and what it is that you want, and if the other person can help meet a need that you have, a desire that you have in your life right now. It's an uncomfortable truth, but the sooner you accept it, the easier it is to make decisions about your future. Because it's been 5 years. You should know by now. You even said the relationship started as a temporary arrangement. Long-range plans were never even a part of this. And now you're trying to navigate what these plans are going to be. The communication is off. Yeah. You even said your needs weren't getting met. That's why you went out, you had the affair. But it's more than that. You have to take responsibility for your own actions. And the fact that you lied about it, you said, oh, I did it to get back at him. No, you didn't. You did it for your own selfish reasons because you lied about it. You tried to cover it up. You didn't come clean about it for months. You know the reason why he's still not over it? It's because you've never really shown remorse, because you've never really owned it. The two of you will never get past it if that continues to be, well, I did this because I wasn't getting my needs met. You don't start sneaking off and sneaking around with other people. You end the relationship cleanly, kindly, maturely, and you say, it's time for me to move on now. Because that shows respect for yourself and for the person that you're with. You, sir, I get when you say, this is how you were talked to as a child. This is how you were raised. She's 23 years younger, but she's not your child.
I agree.
You are not her parent, but you're parenting her. As a matter of fact, you refer to her as this child a few times throughout the case. You are her partner when you're in a relationship with her.
Right.
So you don't speak to your partner that way. You don't speak to your child that way, even if that's how you were spoken to. That's what you call overcoming a generational curse. Because when you know better, you do better. It is wrong.
Thank you.
Listen, you're not bad people. You're just at different places in your life. And I'm not even saying you need to abandon the business you have together, because maybe you could work together. But compatibility on a romantic level, there are major issues, core values where you don't see eye to eye. If you really want to have children, then be with somebody who meets that need in your life. And the same for you. Don't try to fit a square into a circle. You know you've already lived your life in that way. You have 4 children. You have all these other issues. You've already separated. Take this time now to find yourselves. Think about what it is you really want out of a relationship, and you go forward with that knowledge in mind. Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
The best advice Judge Faith gave me was for us to build on our communication skills, or it's just not gonna work out.
I like some of the advice that Judge Faith gave me today about my attitude and the way I speak to my wife. I was able to hear my wife without interrupting her.
I'm gonna try to be more supportive. Our soul-to-go business, we're gonna stay partners, and it's gonna succeed.
I'm gonna try to curve my tongue a little more and be more sensitive to your feelings. But I need you to erase the frustration and keeping me angry. And then you got like the best guy in the world. I really love you, yo.
Okay.